World Darts Championship, Friday matches, predictions, betting tips, odds, order of play and TV times. The fourth round of the PDC World Darts Championship concludes on Friday and a match-by-match preview and predictions ahead of the action. Wouldn and #X27 have expected many of the players in action today to have made it this far at the start of what and #X27 turned out to be a tournament of shocks, but now a quarter-final spot is within their grasp. It and #X27 a potentially career-defining day for the likes of Devon Petersen, while Rob Cross, Michael Smith, James Wade and Dave Chisnall are the biggest names hoping to dodge more upsets. Afternoon session. Click on the odds for more. Sky Bet match markets. H2H, 132,018 meetings, 10 PDC titles, 102018 titles, 10 before a dart was thrown. Most darts fans looked at the bottom half of the draw and could sense there would be some surprise names weaving their way through. Two of those have turned out to be Nathan Aspinall and Devon Petersen, who were both 1001 pre-tournament to become world champion. And while it and #X27 still highly unlikely either can complete the most unbelievable of stories, they are now one win away from a career-making spot in the quarterfinals. Devon Petersen and Nathan Aspinall will clash on Friday with a World Championship quarterfinal spot on the line. Paul at the Ass at 180 Nicholson tells R at Chris Hammer 180 just why both at Devon_Petersen and at Nathan Aspi are so inspiring. pic.twitter.com/mebxgt504z Petersen has been underdog in all three of his matches so far, but certainly hasn't and #X27 been playing like a man ranked down at 70 in the world, especially during his comeback wins over Ian White and Steve West. As mentioned in my preview for his match with West, one of the #X27 secrets and #X27 to the South African and #X27 success appears to have been a very recent training session with Wayne Mardell that has helped add consistency to his talents. He and #X27 sticking to the advice religiously, and it and #X27 working a treat. The 32-year-old is odds against once more to see off Nathan Aspinall, the heroic conqueror of Gerwyn Price. AO2-0 and it up and a crowd yell at Gerwyn Price. pic.twitter.com/CJBGDISEX The Stockport Man, 5 years Petersen and #X27 Jr. fired himself up specifically for the challenge of the Grand Slam of Darts champion, but then toned it down to his normal game to see off the much calmer, but no less talented, Kyle Anderson in the third round. In both games Aspinall impressed with averages in the 90s, while he showed great timing and maturity to defeat Anderson 4-1 thanks to winning key legs at the key times despite being outscored. It and #X27 so tough to call, and Wouldn and #X27 read too much into the season as a whole before this, which saw Aspinall claim a maiden PDC Tour title, because a new Petersen appears to have turned up at Alexandra Palace. Prediction: 34H2H, 322,018 meetings, 00 PDC titles, 352,018 titles, 00 Well, without wanting to sound too harsh, I and #X27 am not expecting this one to be the tie of the day. Brendan Dolan and #X27 presence in the fourth round 1 and #X27 have filled too many fans with excitement, apart from those who backed him at a big price to win this quarter of the draw, while Benito van de Pa and #X27 performance to see off Tony Elsinas was nothing short of arduous. Both players will see this a tremendous opportunity to reach the quarterfinals, and it would represent a particularly superb effort for the slow-throwing Dolan, who hasn't and #X27 done much to shout about in recent times. The 45-year-old from Northern Ireland, nicknamed the History Maker, knocked out one of my pre-tournament tips Joe Cullen in the second round for the loss of just one leg, while he upset the odds again to end Mervyn King in #X27 23rd consecutive World Championship. He now finds himself as marginal favorite to see off a player who has battled past two underdogs in Jim Long, dramatically so, and Alcina's injury on out affairs, and I can and #X27 this one being over too quickly either. I and #X27 am going for Vanda Paz 7/4 while the 11/10 about there being over 19.5 legs, a high checkout over 121.5 and more than 6.5 180s is worth a play. Prediction: 4-3H2H, 0-30 2018 meetings, 0-3 PDC titles, 0-300 2018 titles. 0-2 I now have a real soft spot for Ryan Joyce following my time down at the World Championship, and the affable Geordie will no doubt enjoy the Lion and #X27's share of support for the biggest game of his career. The 33-year-old and #X27's Alexandra Palace debut began with most fans wanting him to lose to Anastasia Dobromyslova, but having survived that test he went on to thrash Simon Whitlock before coming from 2 sets down to defeat Alan Norris 4-3 in a titanic battle. Joyce, who used to pack women and #X27's clothes at Magdalen, has now earned more in these past couple of weeks than the entirety of his maiden PDC Tour season, and it in #X27's hard to believe this is only his 4th televised tournament ever. Since beating Norris, he and #X27's gone back home for his Christmas break and helped out at a youth tournament, even though you and #X27 have thought all his spare time would have been taken with his own preparation to take on James Wade. Ryan Joyce has already won a life-changing amount of money, but did any of his mates back him at 1001 ? Currency. The Geordie also reveals he and number 39 now won more money in 3 games than his whole season, and that he and number 39 only here due to a twist of fate 12 years ago. @Joyce180 pic.twitter.com/realworldqvpg. As much as it and #X27 be a great story for Joyce and #X27 dream run to continue, he and #X27 need to up his game for a player of the caliber of the Machine, who has also won all 3 of their previous meetings this year in floor events. Wade headed to the Alexandra Palace with a lot more backers than usual following his recent successes at the European Championship and World Series of Darts finals, although he made the headlines for all the wrong reasons during his dramatic victory over Sigo Asada. The squared Wayne Mardell and number 39 not happy with this. Has James Wade gone too far with this celebration? #World Championship #love the darts pic.twitter.com/FL1H Mr. GBQB. But let and #X27 not dwell on that, because the Englishman since apologized and then came through a real battle to see off Keegan Brown from 3-1 down in sets. Wade expressed his relief at being able to go home and spend his first Christmas with his baby boy Arthur, knowing he and #X27 be back to launch and assault at his first world title, and he and #X27 a worthy favorite to get past Joyce. It won and #X27 be an easy ride, however, and I think it and #X27 worth looking at over 5.5 sets at evens or even more than 6.5 sets at 7 halves. One thing and #X27 for sure though, Joyce will never be going back to Magdalen to earn a wage. Ryan Joyce reveals he used to unpack Womena TMS clothes at Magdalen Warehouse. And now he TMS just won the biggest match of his life. Only in darts. pic.twitter.com/2oidaki4f's prediction, 2-4 evening session A middle.tv coverage, Sky Sports, 1900 GMT, A middle. 4th round, best of 7 sets H2H, 230 2018 meetings, 0-0 PDC titles, 0-100 2018 titles, 0-3. Although the headlines are predominantly saved for the biggest names, it and #X27 stories like Ryan Searle and #X27 which make the World Championship so special in my eyes. The softly spoken Somerset thrower, making his Alexandra Palace debut at the age of 31, arrived here ranked 61st in the world but has knocked out Mensur Seljovic during a career-changing run. While that was a big upset, he also showed he could handle the pressure of those and #X27 opportunity knocks and #X27 games in which both players really fancy their chances, running out a comfortable 4-1 winner over a flustered William O and #X27 Connor. Searle will now surge up the order of merit with the £35,000 he and #X27 s already banked, but I doubt he and #X27 LL earn any more money when he comes up against a player I and #X27 V already backed to go all the way. FY currency. No wonder Ryan Searle is still visibly in a state of shock about winning a minimum of £35,000 in the space of a week. FY for a world championship debutant aspiring to climb the rankings, rather than the ladder he used for cleaning windows, that and number 39 s huge. What a story. pic.twitter.com/Alex Michael Smith, who I tipped up as 16-1 pre-tournament, was in danger of being embroiled in a titanic third-round battle with John Henderson, but after falling 2-1 behind in sets, he rallied to win 9 of the next 10 legs to power through. The Premier League and World Series of Darts Finals runner-up, who has won 3 titles this season, recorded an impressive average of 100, fired in 9 180s and converted almost 50% of his doubles, and if he can reach similar levels against Searle, then there and #X27 s only one winner. I and #X27 LL back the Street Helens man to win, score over 5.5 180s and have a checkout of over 111.5 at 11/10. Prediction, 14H2H. 060 2018 meetings, 00 PDC titles, 120 2018 titles, 00 Dave Chisnall and #X27 s supporters may just be starting to get a little bit excited about the dreamy prospect of their man finally ending his wait for a televised title on the biggest stage of all. Chizzy is one win away from reaching his third major quarter-final of the season, and waiting for him is a potentially drained and vulnerable Gary Anderson, who has been taken the distance by both Jermaine Wadmana and Chris Dobby. Even if he could overcome the Flying Scotsman, like he did at the World Series of Darts Finals last month, then he and #X27 LL probably need to get past MVG to reach the final, but hey, there and #X27 s no harm in positive thinking. Having been a runner-up in 4 televised PDC tournaments during the peak years of his career, it would be ironic if the popular Street Helens thrower can go the distance out of the blue when few saw it coming, but maybe that and #X27 s the best circumstances for a player like Chisnall, who has struggled with pressure in the past. Anyway, we and #X27 re getting well ahead of ourselves here, because on Friday night he faces Jamie Lewis, who has saved his best performances for the Alexandra Palace stage, just like he did last year. The Welshman, a semi-finalist 12 months ago, threw 12 180s in an epic 4-3 victory over Daryl Gurney last time out, although his average of 93 would have been much higher had he not been so wasteful on his doubles. Along with the 9 he managed in round 2, Lewis was the highest maximum hitter in the tournament prior to the 4th round, while Chisnall would have hit more than his total of 12 had he not made such short work of Kim Ibrox. Since going 2-0 down in sets to Josh Payne, Chizzy has won 21 of the 29 legs he and #X27 s played, so he too is hitting his best form at the right time. Over 16.5 180s is available at even money, and that seems a pretty sound bet to throw into any multiples. Prediction, 24H2H, 102018 meetings, 10 PDC titles, 730 2018 titles, 20 Rob Cross-Coulton and #X27 T have picked a better time to remind everyone of why he became world champion. It and #X27 has been a difficult 2018 for Voltage in the wake of reaching the pinnacle of the sport so much quicker than he could have ever imagined, and he and #X27 be the first to admit he perhaps wasn't and #X27 ready for the scale of the tough and demanding schedule. Nevertheless, I tipped him at 22-1, along with his potential quarter-final opponent Smith, on the logic that his season wasn't and #X27 as bad as many pundits made out. He only has the best possible feelings of the Alexandra Palace stage and the fact he came through a very tough draw 12 months ago. This time the Hastings man brilliantly defied Jeffrey Deswan and #X27's 106 average to come through a tricky opener 3-1 before destroying Chris Duray's 4-0 with a 102 average that was helped by taking out 52% of his doubles. He and #X27 be well rested after the Christmas break to take on Luke Humphries, who surprisingly didn't, and #X27 have to break sweat too much to stun World Youth Champion Dimitri van den Bergh 4-1 yesterday afternoon. The 23-year-old from Newbury has proved just why he and #X27 regarded as one of the fastest rising stars of darts and looks completely at ease on the biggest stage of all despite his distinct lack of televised major experience. Humphries' averaging dropped just 2 sets, producing impressive averages and taking out at least 40% of his doubles in each of his 3 matches so far. It and #X27 going to be an entertaining end to the night, but I think Cross will have too much in his locker. I and #X27 take the 6/4 on him to win the match, score over 5.5 180s and have a checkout of over 110.5. Prediction: 4-2 Saturday, December 29 afternoon session, 1230 GMT quarterfinals, best of 9 sets TV coverage, Sky Sports Darts evening session, 1900 quarterfinals, best of 9 sets TV coverage, Sky Sports Darts Sunday, December 30 evening session TV coverage, Sky Sports Darts Tuesday, January 1 evening session, 1900 TV coverage, Sky Sports Darts full World Championship draw and schedule.